Hey folks, welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. My name's Paul Phillips, and if you've been on the channel before, you're going to see a lot of photo, video, tech-related stuff, yada yada. But I'm also an avid fisherman, and I thought I would test the waters with my first ever fishing video. In this video, what I'm going to show you is how I organize my tackle, because I think there's a couple of things that I can show you that are really slick, and you'll benefit from them. And if you watch the video to the end, towards this end of my garage, I'm going to show you something for storage that'll blow your mind. Maybe it'll blow your mind. You'll find it interesting if nothing else. So with that out of the way, let's jump in and get to it. So let's start by getting the housekeeping out of the way. This is my two-car garage, 24 by 24. On this side, it's a fabrication shop. I've got a table saw here. I do some welding, cabinet making, you name it. And I also manage my fishing gear out here, but the missus has to park her car on the other side. So I've been storing my fishing rods up in the rafters, which is a pain in the noogies to get at. And so I've created something I think you're going to be really interested in having a look. I'll show you that towards the end of the video. But I'm going to start off with just taking a look at this box. This Plano box is probably 30 years old. And I've been playing around with it for the last couple of weeks. I want to clean up my gear. And I see a lot of people saying, this is the best way to store soft plastics. This is the best way to store soft plastics. So here's what I've done. For years, I just had the typical 3700 boxes. So this is one that's just small to medium crankbaits. This one here is brand new. I've just redone all this. This is my jig box now. And then down the bottom is the big change. I'm a huge spinnerbait guy. And so I've had this Plano spinnerbait box for years and never used it. And this is what I stumbled onto, is that this type of box, where you can open it up and you can have all of your spinnerbaits visible, so you can see all the colors: Colorado blades, turtle blades, willow leaves, yada yada, a couple of buzz baits. So now I've got all my spinnerbaits. I've cleaned up all the skirts, shined up all the reflectors, and I'm ready to go for the spring. And the beauty is it fits down here. So I had down here before, I had a box of giant crankbaits because I used to live on a huge lake where I did a lot of deep water cranking. I still do deep water cranking, but not so much. So now I've got all my key assets right here. Now what has changed is the top of this box, and this is a 3700 shallow tackle box. I used to have all my soft plastics up here, and it just got out of hand. Like every time I'd go to open the box, I had to dig through it and get under to get all my tools. So now I've dedicated this to just tools by taking all the soft plastics out of here. And I think there's a version of this box you can get where you can plant spinnerbaits on this side. There's some racks for it, but forget that. It just doesn't work. So I've got sunglasses, my scents and stuff, just all tools here so I can get at everything really easily. And I also wanted this year to clean up my hook situation, because I always fumbling around, where's the hooks? I didn't have the one I needed handy all the time. So I decided to go with two of these 3700 shallow boxes. And quite to my surprise, these two boxes, after I got everything organized here, I'll pop over here. I haven't filled this one up yet. So now I'm good to go for the spring. And this box is getting a little tired. Like you can see, it doesn't seal properly, so maybe I'll update to the newest version. But I fish out of a 16-foot ultra-wide smoker craft with the casting deck up front. It's a tiller control. And I bought it last year. That's how I got into fishing. I live in an area where I can spit in any direction and be on a lake in 5 minutes. So this, I think is really going to help me. And if you guys like this video, maybe I'll come back and do more. Now, to address the soft plastic situation, this bag, which is also 100 years old, I got this way back in the day, but the best solution I've found for soft plastics Ziploc bags, guys. I mean, I've looked at the Plano bags, and you know, to pay the kind of money they want for those bags, I mean, they're nice and everything. If you're a tournament fisherman, maybe okay, but I mean, for me, what I'll be doing this season, what I may do is take these, so I have jigs, worms, I've got worms over here, I got tubes and creature baits and crawfish over here. So what I'm thinking is I'll take these baits, put them into a plastic case, and I can put them into one of the storage compartments on the boat, and that'll eliminate the bag. But you know, the problem is if I travel someplace to a motel, I don't want to leave my gear outside in the boat because somebody will steal it, or the potential is there for that. And you know, you spend a lot of money on your fishing gear, you got to protect it. So those are two tips, you know, that have helped me so far. I feel a lot better. I'm ready to go into 2026. I'll be a lot more organized and do a lot better job with my fishing. Now, the pièce de résistance, let me show you this. So what you can see at this end of the garage, folks, is, you know, I've got a nice shelf here for all my woodworking bits and pieces, but I had to make room for snowblower, welding, you know, arc welder, garbage, the whole 9 yards, right? Because it's a functioning household. And, you know, I was sitting down the end there staring at this end of the shop. It was a total disaster before I did this. And I got the brilliant idea, and that is to just make a huge drawer that I can just pull out like so. It's on soft close slides. And this is what I came to, and I don't even know how many rods I've got in here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and I'm starting to put them handles on the other way. So I've still got lots of room here. And the reason I needed this is because if I go to do woodworking in here, the dust would be all over this, and then all my, you know, my efforts cleaning up and getting ready for the spring season would be a complete waste. So this has turned out to be, you know, just a godsend. And like I said, I've gotten back into fishing last year, so last year was kind of a learning curve for me. All I heard was braid de fluoro, braid de fluoro, braid de fluoro. So I played around with that a little bit, but I found out sort of the hard way that it doesn't have to be braid de fluoro. There's a lot of situations where just fluorocarbon, or you can even get away with mono depending on what you're doing. But long story short, anyways, I just wanted to show you this. And you know, basically it's just a 1/2 inch box, 1/2 inch on the bottom, 1/2 inch birch plywood, and I put a little bit of felt on the areas that matter, and got myself a really nice storage system here. And this is just the first iteration of it. I'll probably do some modifications to this. One of the things I might do, I intended to do, was put a face drawer on this just to keep the dust from going in here, but you know, it's such a small gap, I don't really have to worry about it too much. But I mean, that has been just a total game changer for me, because instead of having to, you know, look up in the rafters there and get on a ladder, and every time I want to do something with a fishing rod, which was just nuts, plus the potential for an accident was there as well. So this has turned out to be something I thought you guys might benefit from. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I'm going to show you a couple other small things before I let you go, and then we'll recap the video and we're all good. Okay, second last tip I thought I would share with you. So I've got a 7-foot, this is one of the new Lew's custom light rods, and I've got an old Corrado bait caster on it. And so, you know, like I said, I'm a spinnerbait guy. One of the problems we have as fishermen is getting line on the reels and all that kind of stuff. And I always wished I had a third hand, or a third, you know, like an octopus. I always feel like I need 2 extra arms. If you're into photography, video, if you're a content creator, you're going to know what this stuff is. So this is a little magic arm. This one comes from Small Rig. This is a little C-clamp, mini C-clamp, and all you need is this little combination and one of these metal screws that you can screw into wood. And I did that. So I took this end here, and on the side of my bench, and the beauty of this is that now I can just take any rod, I can pop it in here like so, tighten it up, and I'm good to go. And then at the other end of the spectrum, I built this guy so I can just screw this into the bench here, and I can put my line spools on here, and then, you know, I can thread the line through the eyes, whatever I have to do. But this just gives you, it just makes life so much easier. So I'll put a link in the description to this stuff for you. There's probably 4 different types of super clamps. I'm even using a different one to mount the A5 Pro to the ceiling there to give you that top-down shot, so I can show you that one as well. So there's lots of different options out there, but Small Rig is a pretty good manufacturer. Ulanzi is another one, but like I said, I'll put links in the description. So to wrap this up, I showed you a couple of quick examples for soft plastic storage. You know, how to put your tackle in a hard case, what I do with my soft baits, and the big one was this storage drawer over here, which has worked out supremely well. It's just so nice in here to work now. I don't have to worry about getting dust on that stuff. Come out, do my woodworking, and then I can come out here and do the tune-up on the fishing gear, and away I go. So if you found this video useful, do me a big favor, hit the subscribe, like, and notification bell for me, and, you know, send your comments in. Let me know. If you want to see more videos like this, I'm happy to do it. I'll be doing a thorough review on this rod for sure. I also have a Mach 2 Gen 3 from Lou's bait cast reel that I'm going to review in the summertime. And a bunch of other equipment that I'll probably come back and share with you as well, and give you some tips and tricks. And, you know, like I say, I'm just a geezer with too much time on my hands, so if this helps you, I'm happy to help. All right, so that's it for this one. Take care and enjoy the rest of 2026.